Hi, and welcome to the final video in this YouTube channel for my public speaking course. Thank you all for watching along. This final speech is a demonstration speech, and so to keep in theme with it, I'm going to talk about how you can communicate with spirits. And so, this central idea of this, I'll talk a little bit about how other ways to communicate with spirits, but and then I'll show you how to use a Ouija board. And so, if you've ever wanted to communicate with ghosts, you're in luck. Here's a video for you. And so there are, like I just said, a few other ways that people can communicate with spirits it's as old as time itself, basically, trying to communicate with the dead. And so, there's seances, there's mediums, of course, and I talked about those in a previous speech. People use, like, EMF readings to see if there's spirits around. People will set up tape recorders, ask questions, and then play the recordings. There's a spirit box or a radio box that cycles through radio stations really quickly and tries to pick up on what spirits are saying. But one of the classic ones is the Ouija board, and it looks like this. And so this was really popularized around the late 1800s, and so kind of keeping in time with that rise in spirituality after the Civil War, and so this was marketed, and of course it was wooden and it was nicer than this, but it was marketed as a way to talk to spirits. And so basically, what it is, it has a yes and a no, all the letters of the alphabet, numbers 0 through 9, and a hello and goodbye. And what you would do is you would set this up, this board, or you could make whatever. You can make it yourself. You could use a printout. They say, like, the method isn't, or the means of it isn't as important as what's there. And it would come with a piece called a planchette, and that's a little, sometimes heart-shaped or teardropped wooden piece that has a cutout in the middle. And so what you would do is you would set up this board in the planchette, and you could do it by yourself or with a group of people. This is more popular to do it with a group of people, and everyone would sit around, and you will sit around the board, and you take the planchette and you place it at hello. You want to start where it says hello. You place it at hello, and everyone in the group puts 2 fingers down on the planchette. Then you ask a question. And say the question is, you want to say, hello, what is your name? You ask the question, everyone has their fingers on, and then the planchette supposedly just moves itself from letter to letter, spelling out the answer. So someone would say, what is your name? And maybe would spell out Luke. And so it would go, everyone's fingers would still be on the planchette, and you would see it spell it out. And so this is a way that people like to communicate with spirits. You can ask, almost any question because the answer can be spelled out, and it gives people a way to feel as though they're connected to spirits. Some people do cheat at this. It is popularized as a party trick, but many people do believe it is a great way to communicate with spirits. Another thing is, people believe it's very dangerous. And so the dangers of this is a few things. Some folks say that you just don't know what you're communicating with. You could be communicating with a demon, the devil, some people say. Of course, we've seen the scary movies where a house is possessed after using a Ouija board, using something like this, and it all causes trouble. And so people say to be careful. And so while you're using it, you can ask any questions. You want to make sure you ask your questions, you get your answers. Of course, you're all enjoying yourselves speaking with spirits, but the most important part is to end with goodbye, because that closes the portal of communication through between the Ouija board and the spirits. And so if you don't end with goodbye, it could lead to danger while speaking with it. But as I said, it's a pretty simple way to do it. You just set it up, you move the planchette, and the most important part is to, of course, like I said, be safe and end with goodbye, as you don't want to lead into possession. But that's basically one of the simplest ways you can communicate with spirits, is you can even print out a piece of paper off the internet and use it, as it has everything you need. It doesn't have to be a very specific setup like they sell in stores. But basically, that it's one of the easiest ways. If you've ever wanted to communicate with a spirit, if you think your house is haunted, something like that, this is one of the best and easiest ways. Just remember, start with hello and end with goodbye. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. Bye.